Hello everyone, it's me Brian. It's been a while since I've been in front of the camera and I feel really rusty at this. For those that are new to the channel, welcome. I'm a stay-at-home dad with two boys. One of them is 3 and the other is 1. And with those ages, sometimes making videos can be challenging, or actually most of the times making videos is quite challenging, and I hope to be able to make more videos this year. And at the very least, we can continue what we've been doing recently, which is to shoot with a cell phone and post videos up that way. This video is to kick off our 2018 growing season, and also to provide you an overview of what we have in store for this year, and hopefully we can get most of those covered together. One of them is to grow more chili peppers, to continue growing tomatoes. So we'll look at some of the tomatoes and peppers that have sprouted. We'll talk about germinating peppers, and in part of that conversation we'll show you our put together seed starting setup for the peppers, and that's gonna be in the format of the Grow With Me journal format. So on this channel we don't do too many how-to videos, more just a journal year by year of certain plants that we focus on, like tomatoes, and last year we did corn as well. This year we're going to do peppers, so we're going to show all the methods from seed to transplant to harvest, and all the different practices in between, and for you to see how they're being grown here, and whether they work or not, and how you can adapt it to your gardening style and your gardening area. So I'm in Southern California. Our weather is warm. It's both a blessing and a curse. With the warm climate, you can grow pretty much year-round, but that means you don't get a break if you're a gardening addict like myself to do projects, like for instance the greenhouse that we never got around to putting together. So hopefully we can put that greenhouse together, and it'll be a really good recording studio, and in there you'll probably be a little bit more comfortable to record, and we can probably cover more topics and things that people want to see. So definitely one of the priority goals for this year. And for other viewers, if you've seen the video where we go and visit my brother's garden, he's since moved and he's got a new place that he set up, so his food forest orchard is gonna need to be reset up at his new place. Hopefully we can tag along as he does that and show you his process of building his orchard and food forest. We also, prior to moving, got a chance to dig out some of the trees and put them in pots, so hopefully we can go ahead and transplant them to his new place when he moves in. Let's see, other things before we talk about the plants and the grow setup. Right, seed swap. I recently went to a seed swap, a local seed swap, and it was part of a different social media platform. It's part of the Instagram platform, and Instagram is a great way for people to share with limited time. So with limited time, I've been mostly sharing over there, and got a chance to meet with a lot of local gardeners and talking to them and swapping seeds and sharing ideas and stuff, and that was really fun because social media has a great way to connect people with one another. So on YouTube, it's been a blast to be connecting with so many people from different cultures from around the world, to talk in the comment section, to talk offline in email, and to receive seeds and share stories. It's been really wonderful, and I want to thank you for that opportunity, and also to thank you for your support in this channel. Public speaking is not my forte, and it's something that I want to expand on, and your support has given me a lot of confidence to come out, be in front of the camera, and talk to you, and share with you what's going on in the garden. So thank you always for your company and your support. I think, let me glance over my notes real quick. I think that might be it as far as what we're doing. Oh, this is a big one. Citrus. I'm a huge citrus person. I really like citrus, and collecting them has been something that has given me a lot of enjoyment. And we're moving on to the next stage now of craziness, and that's to graft our own, is to graft citrus and to get varieties that you can't find at the nursery or at the market. So we're gonna practice on doing that, and hopefully we can do that together, or we can at least show you some of the practices. So I'm really excited about that, and that greenhouse will come really handy. It'll be a good place to be doing all those types of videos. And let's see, yeah, we covered peppers and all that other stuff. Yeah, corn. There's a special corn that we're currently growing, and I'm excited to share with you once we get, hopefully, corn from it. It's a rare corn. It's from Peru, and right now it's producing some ears, so hopefully we can get some seeds so that we can grow them again, because they're currently out of stock. Rare Seeds doesn't have it in stock, so I'm excited to be able to share that with you later on. Maybe in a month or two we will have those and share with you. So yeah, let's go and check out the plants that are here to my left that have sprouted, and kind of give you an overview of this jury-rigged seed sprouting setup and how it's utilized at the moment. Here are the plants that we have that are growing. Some of them already have their true leaves, and the effort put into sprouting them earlier this year is so that we can possibly squeeze out another growing cycle with the amount of growing area we have. So we're gonna try to get and pick for plants that grow in cooler climates, and varieties that grow in cooler climates. So for instance, we're growing these hybrid cherry tomatoes and other small tomatoes. It looks like the bigger ones require a lot of heat to produce large fruits, so the smaller cherry and ping pong sized tomatoes are probably good candidates for this first planting. And these are the Sun Cherry Super Sweet hybrid tomatoes, and these are something that I wanted to try for the longest time, and we finally bit the bullet and just went ahead and got some seeds for it. We're also sowing the Sun Gold tomato as a way to get a comparison between the different taste and sweetness levels. Back there are some ping pong sized tomatoes. I believe we're growing those for the first time as well, and those are gift seeds from a seed order from Baker Creek. Those are the black vernissage tomatoes. They look really cool, and I also heard that they are very tasty, so I'm very excited about those tomatoes. Another possible candidate for cool climate, cool period, are these sweet Siberian variety of watermelon. So we have 3 plants there, and the one in the middle popped out first, and its true leaves are starting to unfurl. We also have other flowers. These are just being grown for fun, like the Watchman hollyhock. They were sowed last year. We neglected them, and we're going to do them again and take care of them better this year. They are biennial, so it'll take them 2 years before they'll produce flowers. Sunflowers are always fun to grow, and these are, I think, the red evening, or I think evening sun, I forget. Basically, they're red sunflowers, so we have those sprouting. And then we have some sunspot sunflowers, and these are from seeds that were saved from when they were growing during the fall. So we had some really pretty sunflowers during the fall. And then over there are some pepper plants that have sprouted. Pepper plants take a long time to go from seed to producing a pepper, so starting them early is always a good idea. So we have, let's see which ones have sprouted. The Thunder Mountain, let me see here. Thunder Mountain Longhorn pepper has sprouted. And then we have a Keystone Giant. I think that's a free seed from Tradewinds Fruit. And then back there are some Aleppo peppers that have sprouted. So sprouting peppers, we'll talk about some of the tips on sprouting them in a second. So we'll back up and take a wider shot of this light area. So once again, in California, we have really warm climate, and it's enough to take them outside during the day for sunlight and warmth, and then bringing them back in to the garage or inside the house during the evening. But since we have this light here, might as well take advantage of it and give them as much growing as possible. Peppers, if you're going to be sprouting them, probably need a little bit more of a heat source than just inside the garage. So heating mat will help a lot, especially with seeds from many seed vendors. They're not really fresh. If you have seeds that you harvested from last year, they're more likely to sprout and sprout easily. So here's an example. Here are some eggplants. They're pretty much have the same requirements as peppers, and these are seeds that were collected last year, and they just sprout like crazy. It's like we have to thin that part out, and they already sprouted before the other eggplants have sprouted. So some of the intricacies of peppers. First of all, they don't like pepper seeds don't like to be overly moist. I've seen people sprout with great success using the peat pods and peat moss, and it kind of causes me to scratch my head because the texts say that those are bad types of medium, so go figure. We have garden soil that is probably more clay than peat, and they also sprout in this medium as well. It doesn't look as pretty as peat moss in the seed starting mix, but it works. So the key is to make sure that the seed is not overly moist. So if the soil is a little bit dry, that's fine. And then the other thing is that the soil needs to be above 70. If you can keep it around 85, that's even better. Just keep it nice and warm. So heat mats are super helpful because you can just leave them in someplace until they sprout. I've noticed from one observation, and this is probably why people have grow lights, even though the seeds haven't sprouted, is that when you keep the temperature constant, I think the seeds are confused. So they'll sprout when it's dark, and after they sprout and there's not sun or light, they'll try to keep growing because they think they're under the soil. They'll try to keep growing, and they end up getting leggy. So you'll end up with plants that are super long and slim, and those plants end up being really, really runty. So I see why that people have grow lights. I think they don't talk about it too often about why that's they have grow lights on all the time, but I think that's the case. So this is basically our recently put together seed starting incubator, and it's a terrarium that never got used. It was purchased about 3 years ago, and who knew that parenting would be so much of a time-consuming task, because at the time it's like, oh wow, we can probably pick up a new hobby here or there and work on this terrarium at the same time. But that turned out not to be the case. So we have this terrarium that we now have repurposed into an incubator for seeds. So yeah, there it is.